Claudia's just reminded me that I didn't turn on my microphone, but what I was doing was I was just rehearsing what I was going to say. So, good evening again. Hope you've had a good day. I'm in a nice warm, my hobby room, my game room. Gonna do some more practice with Essential an Aerofly RC8, this really good flight simulator. I think it's the best one, and I'm controlling it with my Spectrum GX18. So I hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me loud and clear? I hope so. I sometimes forget to turn on the microphone. I've used Aerofly RC8 on previous live streams. And shown you lots of the different models, whether they be helicopters, fixed-wing models, jets, quadcopters, drones, float planes, lots of different stuff, and the different sceneries. But I thought this time we'd try formation flying. So 2 planes flying more or less side by side. How do you do that in Aerofly RC8? So it's not as hard. Obviously what you can't do is have your mate come round and plug in his transmitter and then fly together. Idris, I like that you love what you're seeing. We try and entertain. So here we go. So here's my Extra 330S, quite large. And what I'm going to do is move it down the end of the runway and turn it around. Like that. I'm going to turn up my volume a little bit so I can actually hear it. That's better. Recording. Then I go into this thing called Recording Center, and you're probably thinking, I think I know what he's going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this flight. Claudia, I'm on Aerofly RC8. So I'm going to record this flight. I'm just going to do a simple, relatively simple aerobatic flight. Nothing too fancy. So I'm going to hit the record button. There you go. And it's recording. It's going to record this flight. It's going to record all my inputs so that I can replay it. So here we go. So I've left it for a few seconds for good reason. So here we go. We're just going to do a nice simple flight. So throttling up. Nice and gentle. I'm just going to go to about half throttle. I'm using rudder to keep it on the runway, and we're airborne. And climb, and a half roll, and pulling over the top, and a full roll on the way down, and on the way down, and level out, and then just a nice pass like that. Nice level pass. Pulling up again, and this time we're going to do a stall turn over to the left. Stall turn ish. It didn't work perfectly, but that doesn't matter. Up the other end again, and climb, and this time we're going to go over the top so that we go inverted. And then we're going to do an inverted circuit, so we're going to go around this way. And then we're going to come across the runway, inverted. Like so. And roll to that way up, the right way up, and we're going to go out this way. And then for our final trick, we're going to do a knife edge pass from the end of the runway. So here we go, here we go, here we go. So knife edge, we do a quarter roll and we hold it on the rudder. It's always a good move, that one. And we roll out the pretty way of doing it that way. And we'll climb. And roll. And that's our little routine, our little simple aerobatic routine that I just made up in my head while I was flying. Not something I would normally advocate. It's good to plan these things out in advance. So now I'm going to land, all the meantime, the software's Aerofly RC8 has been recording what I've been doing, and we touch down just in front of us. Nicely done. And I'm going to use the wingtip to slow down, he says, as if he meant to do that. Like a handbrake turn, and then we're going to come back. Thanks, mate. The Craft King said that was nicely done. And then we are going to park just off here. Hey James, how you doing? So for Jones' benefit and anybody else who's just tuned in, I'm showing in Aerofly RC8 how you can fly formation. Do formation flying, 2 planes flying at the same time, just by yourself. And so what I've just done, I've done a nice little aerobatic routine that took about 3.5 minutes, and I recorded it. So I stop that recording, and now I can play that recording. So I play, and I'm going to pause it there, and there is my plane that I recorded. So if I let that continue playing, I've stopped it at 1 second, it would do that whole routine that I just flew. If I click on this again, say don't look at my recording, this is my active plane that I'm controlling, you see. So I've got my recorded plane and I've got my plane that I'm controlling. So I move my plane to the end of the runway, turn it around like that, and I'm ready to go. So all I've got to do is press play. Claudia, I'm hoping I get 1 million subs. I'm at 210,000 subs at the moment. I'm a fifth of the way there, but you know, these things take time. Let me just go back here. Right, okay, we all ready? Now, this might not work. It's practice. Practice when it comes to flying, formation flying. It's one of the hardest things to do. There are some guys on the UK show circuit, these are RC shows that I go and film at. They fly jets, they fly fixed wing planes. Asa Stevens, for example, flies fixed wing planes and jets. The Bishops, father and son, the Reds duo you might have heard of, fly these Red Arrows jets, and they fly together and they fly so close, and it takes a lot of practice. This is the cheapest way and the most effective way to learn. Okay, so here we go. Play. Excuse me. So I'm on the left, the one with the white spinner. I should go any second. Here we go. We're off. Don't know what happened there. Never mind. Little mistakes will happen. Climbing. So if you remember, it was a half roll and we're over the top. The good thing is you can catch up if you make a mistake. Oh, I forgot that I need to do a full roll on the way down. Speed up a little bit so I'm level with him. And we climb again, I seem to remember. I think I did a stall turn. You see how fun this is to try and synchronize. It is not easy to do. Oh, what did I do next? I think I went under, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, see, I'm looking at him rather than looking at my own plane, which is always going to be a disaster, but I'll let him catch up and we'll level again. And then we did a circuit inverted. Now you can't collide, which is a good thing. It won't detect collisions, so it wouldn't matter if I looked as if I was going to Oh, I can't remember what I was going to do, and he's gone out of picture. So, okay. So I think this is our last thing where we were doing a knife edge pass together. Come on, come on, come on, come on. He's a bit behind. Look at that! I botched it at the end there. That's okay. I think we climb and over the top and a roll on the way down, half roll on the way down, and I think we go and land. And we come into land. He's coming down the runway, so on the left, so I'm going to stay on the right, I think. And we're both down. Oh, it's all practice, James. You know, you just got to do it within your limitations. You could just fly normal, just level circuits and see if you do that, and then progress to aerobatics. So that's doing it with a fixed wing model. How about we try doing it with a couple of jets? Increase level of difficulty. I'm playing on a desktop PC. I hope that's what you mean, the hardware I'm using. So stop. Let's go and load another aircraft. Now I want to load something that's aerobatic, and a good aerobatic model is the Futura. I'm going to up it in size. I used to have one of these in the 1.9 meter size. So let's put him down there at the end of the runway. So this is a lot more difficult, obviously, because jets are a lot faster. But we will try. And they have the complication of landing gear, which you can retract and put down, flaps, and all that type of stuff. So again, we go into record. I'm just going to leave it for a few seconds. So we're just going to record the flight. I've got no idea what I'm going to do. I'm just thinking about that now. Let's check we're all good. No, we're all good. You're right, Jason. It has been miserable, but what can you do? That's why we have these simulators. So I'm airborne. Flaps up. Climb. I'm going to do the same type of routine. And a half roll. And down the runway. So nothing too adventurous. Grief. That was a bit low, wasn't it? Climb again. Over the top. And roll. And we'll do this. And that. And I'm going quite far out. Probably a bad idea. And we're going to do a knife edge coming down the runway, I hope. And roll to inverted and climb. And then I'm going to do a slow roll down the runway, and then we'll think about landing. climb. And we'll do a half roll again, coming down. It's not a console, Claudia, it's a desktop PC, no console. Not Xbox, not PlayStation, it's a desktop PC running Windows 10. So here we go, we're coming down the runway, full flaps, so slow pass. And gear down. And we peel away. I'm using a Spectrum DX18 transmitter. I'll show you in a minute. Full flaps, so I'm coming in for landing. And we're down. So keeping it up, again keeping it nice and simple. And we'll taxi back. So I hope I remembered to press the record button. Yeah, thanks Jason. It's a Spectrum DX18, which I use for this and everything else, and brake. There we go. So that's gonna that was 4 minutes. We'll let it run to 4.5 minutes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we stop. So as last time, I do start, play and pause, click on look at my recording, and there I am at the end of the runway, all ready to go. Click here, and there's my active plane. So I put him down the end of the runway. And there we go, we got 2 Futura sport jets ready to go. Let's see how this goes. Just scratch my arm. Oh. Why am I nervous? It's not like these planes cost anything, but I'm feeling a bit nervous. Right, here we go, play. Flaps to take off. Spectrum DX18. 2 joysticks and lots of buttons for controlling lots of different things. 18 channels, so you control 18 different things if you want. He's off. So quite nice how I started off slowly. I'll be amazed if I keep him in the picture, to be honest. Climb, 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 and half roll. This takes a lot more concentration. Hey Nick Webster, how you doing? I'm not doing bad so far. I think we climbed again, and we go over the top. I can't remember what I did next. Oh, I came back the other way. Oh no, I've forgotten. I'm way away. I'm at full throttle. I'm gonna need to try and catch up. I'm all right. Ish. And then we climbed inverted, didn't we? And Oh, come on, right. This is so much more difficult than a normal aerobatic fixed wing model. And there are some guys who do this with real models. Oh, I did a... See, I'm quite way behind him now. But no problem, I'll catch up. Here we go. And we did a half roll over the top. And I think we put in flaps on the way down to slow down for a slow pass. Come on, catch up, Dom. Catch up, catch up. He's really slow. I put landing gear down and we go over to the right. Let's see if I can land together, that'd be something. Yeah, I'm doing quite well, Nick. Has to be said. All the hard work is paying off. And just having fun, really. Here we go. So this is the end of my little aerobatic flight with the Futura. And we're both coming in at the same time. And we both land. Crowd goes wild. And I would make exactly the same mistake. At least I'm consistent. Tipping over on my nose. Quite a narrow runway with the jet. And then I trundle back. So how was that? I thought that was pretty good. Not bad. I'm just going to go let's try it with a few other different models, and I'll choose a different scenery first. It'd be good to try it somewhere different. I'm just making it up as I go along. Park up. How about that? I really enjoyed that. The thing I guess I enjoy is the challenge of doing that. When you've been flying as long as I have, which is since I was a kid really, flying your own RC plane is okay, it's challenging, particularly if you get new models. But trying to fly formation is one of the toughest things to do. So let's go somewhere else. No, there's no F-15. Sorry, Matthew. Panoramas, there's a few more. Bennett Field is pretty good. Let's go to Bennett Field. Let's do another jet. Or shall we do another jet? Should we make it complicated? How about we go for an F-16? Oh god, this would be difficult. But I like a challenge. So let's do it in standard scheme. Load that. Put him down the end of the runway. Like so. And record. Half flat landing gear down. Alright, ready? I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's just keep it simple. So taking off. Landing gear up. Flaps up. Do you know what? I'm not happy with that. I'm going to start again. That was not a nice takeoff, I have to say, and sorry if you've known me a while, you'll know I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So let's do that again. I might do it without flaps actually. Flaps do make it kind of jump up in the air, so hit record again. Here we go. Just leave it a few seconds. And we're ready. Rolling out. Drop that half throttle. and nose up, that's better, and gear up, like that, and climb, and half roll, and we pull over the top, and down the runway, nice pass. Yeah, if only you could press the space bar to reset. And roll like that. Oh. And we'll go out this way. And roll. And I'm going to make this a bit more difficult. I'm going to do a loop in the middle. So I'm half throttle for most of the flight, and go, keeping it tight. I've got thrust vectoring turned on with this F-16. Okay, go out this way. Now I'm going to come in and do a bit of a high alpha pass. So slowing down, slowing it down, slowing it down, getting the nose up. How slow can an F-16 go? And I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to go over the top. This might be a mistake. Oh, did I crash? And no, that's fine. And like that. And we're going to come a slow pass, slow normal pass down the runway, and put the gear down. Gear down. Peel off left, and we're going to do a landing approach and set it down. So nice and gentle, nothing too scary. And flare. Like that. Oh, stop, stop, stop. I hope I make it back. Yeah, I think I might have hit a fence. I thought I might hit a fence post at the other end of the runway, but I'm okay. Do you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to itch my nose all the way through that. Isn't that always the way? You find when you really want to concentrate on something, you want to itch your nose. Hover, yes, can, but I'm not going to. Not on this one. So I recorded that. That was, we'll stop at about 4 minutes. And stop. And we can do the same thing that we did previously. We can play and pause. So look at the recording, and there's my recorded jet down the end of the runway. Click here, and there's my active jet, so I can move him or her, depending what you believe the gender of the jet is, and turn it around like that. Come on, turn around. And there we go. And automatically we have an F-16 display team. How about that? Whether I can stay close to the other F-16 is another question, but we'll give it a go. I can't remember the routine I just did as well, that's the other problem. Right, so we're off. I can't look at chat. I will crash. Here we go, rolling out. And we're up, gear up. And climb, I believe. We did a half roll. Oh, come on. I did that too early, really. But I'm 0 throttle on the way down. He should catch me up. He does. We climb again. And we pull over the top. Oh! I'm not going to do the rolls he was doing. I lost sight of him there. Oh. Very hard. But I'm not too far away. I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. Oh, I pulled a loop. Pulling a loop. There he is. I'm not too far off. How about that? Now this is the interesting bit, the high alpha pass. Come on, come on. Get down, get down. I'm a little bit behind him, aren't I? Would have been nice to have been closer. I think what we called into a loop, didn't we? He's going to be on the way down, I'm on the way up. I might have done that a little too low. No, I'm alright, I got away with it. And then we did a slow pass on the way back and we put our gear down. Gear down. This is like the Blue Angels, man. I am the Blue Angels pilot. Right, here we go. In for the landing, synchronized landing. See if I can nail this. Not quite. Oh, that's the thing. Oh, I need to get it down next time I need to brake. Brake! Did I mention jets have brakes as well? You've got to like get it on all wheels on the ground. There, here's the brakes! What I needed was a parachute as well to let me down. And like the Thunderbirds or the Blue Angels will come with parts together. How about that? I enjoyed that, although it is a bit stressful. So, let's try something different. Let's try something scale. Let's sort this by span. Do something wild and wacky, like the Constellation. Do you think? Should we try the Constellation? So again, we'll record. Just leave it a few seconds. I'll leave it without flaps. I get a flatter takeoff without flaps. So we're recording, here we go. So of course the full-size Constellation no longer flying. Beautiful passenger plane. would have been in its time. I'm guessing the Constellation flew in the 1940s, 1950s. No longer in service, but there are some rather impressive models around that are very, very big. So it's not a very aerobatic model, but it is quite stunning, I think, as an aircraft. Particularly with its 4 engines. So we're just going to do some nice flat circuits. Just a nice simple flight. So I'm going to go flaps down on this pass. We're going to do a nice slow pass. Low, let's get it low. How low can you go? I can go this low. Who's the noob, Sabine? Who's the noob? There's no problem being a noob. You know, everybody's got to start somewhere. Claudia's asking, where do I get my RCs? Lots of different places, but you might want to look at hobbyking.com. Hobbyking.com. And gear down. And they deliver to pretty much anywhere in the world. So here we go, coming in for a landing. I haven't crashed yet this evening. I don't like the C word, but this is the reality of the hobby, that it does sometimes happen. Look at that. Brakes. And let's turn and come back. Actually got quite a tight turning circle. Here we go. So that's my recorded flight. We'll let that just record for a few more seconds, because when I fly my other plane, I may be a little bit behind, so it's good to leave it a little while longer. And stop, and then I play and pause. And there's my other one. That's my recorded plane down the end of the runway again. And I can move my active plane down there. Turn him a little bit. So we're... I should have moved the recorded one over a little bit, shouldn't I? I'm not doing myself any favours. I'm standing on the runway. I might get decapitated. So here we go. Play. Oh. Ready, 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 ready. Yeah, we're off. Haha! Look at that! Isn't that a beautiful thing? Probably easier to fly these in formation because they're that much slower. Well, I'm saying that it might end in disaster. So I think this is where I did the slow pass. Oh. I love that. Woo. I think we he's pretty much on top of him. Yes. If we were real planes, I would have had a mid-air collision at that point. So we're going to put the landing gear down, aren't we, as we come down this final approach. Oh. Landing gear down. Beautiful. Touchdown. Oh, don't go off the runway. That would ruin an almost perfect exhibition flight. Brakes on. There we go. 2 constellations. You don't see that very often. Alright, there we go. So I've done quite a few formation flights now. I'm going to do one more, but before I do, just a little plug for the channel. You're watching the Essential RC channel. Do lots of different things on this channel, not just sim flying. That's a relatively new thing because it fills in the gaps when the weather is not so nice, when the evenings when we can't fly. But I also travel around and shoot video, film video at lots of different shows around the UK. We'll be doing Europe, possibly America this year as well. And we get quite a lot of products, planes, boats, cars from our sponsors like hobbyking.com and banggood.com. So if you're interested in new products, it's the place, it's the channel to come to for radio controlled stuff. So one more. So I say, if you, the point I was getting to was, you know, if you're not subscribed, then please do subscribe. We're going to be doing lots of cool stuff. If you feel that bit more generous, then we do rely on the little bit of money that we get from Google and any contributions from our viewers. So there is a super chat button, a $sign button at the bottom of the chat window. I think you should see. If you would like to make a donation, it would be gratefully accepted. Thank you very much. But that is optional, of course. Okay, so let's close out this live stream with something else. I'm not quite sure what. You know, I think we should do a warbird of some description. Could do B-17. Could do FW-190. I can see it. Should we do FW-190? Let's do FW-190. So let's not make the mistake I did last time. Let's put it over a little bit on the runway. Line it up. Like so. Hit the record button. No flaps again. And we are recording, aren't we? Yeah, call me paranoid. And here we go. Tail wheels up, and we're up. Gear up. And climb, climb, climb. And half roll, which didn't have enough power to climb. Alright, so that's a limitation of the model. We're gonna move it over here, do that again. You don't have to get it right first time. You know, you just don't. Let's do that again. Hey Marcin, Stephen, how you doing? Yaya, Sabine, Flowplax. I hope you're all right. Okay. Here we go. Gear up. Let's just pull over the top this time. And go over this way. I didn't mean to do that. But I'm just making it up as going on. Doesn't matter too much. At half throttle. Down the runway. Full throttle down the runway. Like that. This time, let's go for that half roll. I picked up a bit more speed. You see, it's all about speed. Less throttle on the way down. But we'll try a roll on down the runway this time. And we'll go over the top again. And do that. And we're doing one more pass. Let's go full flaps down the runway for a slow low. Pass, and we'll put the gear down. Full flaps. That's why it balloons a little bit. Down elevator. And gear down. Landing tail draggers, as we call them. Not easy. and no brakes. No brakes, no problem. Leonidas, this is Aerofly RC8. There we go. So the Focke-Wulf FW190. Let's just leave that there for a few seconds. It's recorded that flight, just over 3 minutes. This is our last flight of the live stream. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We're just going to try and fly in formation. So I do this. I'm down there at the end of the runway. That's my recording. It's paused. And here's my active model. So I take that down there. You're welcome. And spin around. You spin me right round. Here we go. Okay, ready to roll. All right, and a play. I can't remember what I did, but I'll just copy what the other guy does. The other guy was me. We're off. Oh, I don't think I've got enough power to go to the top, or do I? I do. Not bad. And this time we pulled up and we went over the top, didn't we? Oh, we did a half roll. Oh, damn. Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong. It had to, didn't it, one time? That's all right. That's all right. I think he'll catch us up. Oh, I'm not happy about that because he did a roll, didn't he, coming down the runway? Probably. Oh, do you know what? You see, this is the point at which you think, I've got it so horribly wrong, I'm going to do it again. So you stop. And there I am. And I reset him. There you go. And I'm going to do that again. Because I wasn't too impressed with my performance on that one. There we go, there we go, here we go. Right, are we ready? And play. If at first you don't succeed, I'm a bit behind, but caught him up. And a half roll. Got it right this time, and over the top, beautifully in sync. Crossover. That was even a nice touch, wasn't it? Oh! Oh, what did I do this time? I think I pulled up again. And over the top. And then we rolled out. It's really good when it works. I think this was a slow pass, wasn't it not? I think I put I can't remember. I think so. Yeah. Slow pass down the runway. Oh no, I put my gear down. I did the wrong thing. Oh no. Then I put my gear down. So I goofed up on the slow pass, but never mind. So we're coming in for the landing. I'm going to go a bit further out so he catches up. And turn. I thought that was pretty good, even though I did get it wrong the first time. What a way to end. 2 Focke-Wulf FW190s. It's a lot of fun. There's so much you can do with this flight sim. You know, if you're into radio control models and you want to fly RC models but you want to practice, then this is the cheapest way to do it, because you can just hook in your transmitter that you use for flying your models with the lead that you can buy with the Aerofly RC8 flight simulator from Icarus. And it's as simple as that. You can practice all day, and then at the weekend you go down the flying field and you fly your real models, and you've had all of that practice. It's the best way for learning radio control model flying. So thanks very much for tuning in. Been running the live stream for about an hour. Had lots of people tune in and lots of chat going on. Thanks for that. It's been a lot of fun. So another plug for the channel. If you are not subscribed to the Essential RC YouTube channel, what is your problem? You know, we've been having a lot of fun recently on the live streams, still publishing the same amount of video that I film at shows during the spring and summer months, reviewing and flight testing different products as well, whether they be planes, boats, and cars, all that type of stuff. We're doing lots of stuff, so please subscribe. Also, if you're feeling a bit more generous, then you may want to make a small donation via a super chat, a YouTube super chat, which is the $ at the bottom of the chat window. Shouldn't be too hard to find. We would gratefully accept any small donations that you may want to make. So that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it's been fun for you, as it has been for me. Be back in the not too distant future with another live stream doing something a bit different. I just make it up as I go along, basically. Whatever's fun to do. But if you have any requests, you can always ping me a message over the YouTube channel, over our Facebook group. I don't mind, you know, I'll try different things if I get enough interest in it. So thanks for watching this one. See you next time. All the best. Ciao.